If you have ever had the thought, even for just a moment, that you would love to make your first sale online, but you have no idea what to sell, or you don't feel ready to launch a course or a digital product, or start showing up on social media every day, then this is something I really want you to see all the way through, because in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to sell your first book on Amazon in the next 7 days. And I want to be very specific about what I mean when I say that. I'm not talking about building a self-publishing empire in a week. I'm not talking about replacing your income in a week. I'm talking about something that is actually far more important in the beginning than either of those things, which is proof that this works. Proof that someone who does not know that you exist, who has never heard your name, is willing to type in their credit card details and buy something that you created. That moment changes everything, because from that point on, this stops being just an idea in your head and starts being a real business that you know how to repeat. If you are new here, my name is Caroline, and I'm a self-publisher who has been creating and selling books on Amazon KDP for over 7 years, and on this channel I show you how to do the same. But if you have been around my self-publishing central channel for a while, then you already know that one of the reasons that I love low content book publishing so much is that because it removes almost every traditional barrier to starting an online business. You don't need to write a full novel, you don't need to hold stock or inventory, you don't need to ship anything, you don't need to deal with customer service emails about missing orders. Amazon prints the book when someone orders it, packages it, ships it, handles the payments, handles the refund process if needed, and it deposits royalties into your bank account each month. Your job is to create something that someone is already looking for. And that is why low content books are such a powerful first step for someone who wants to start making money online but feels completely overwhelmed by the idea of launching a full digital product or building an audience or customer base from scratch. Because what we're doing here is stepping into a marketplace where people are already shopping every single day. People are buying guided prompt journals. They're buying puzzle books for their kids. They're buying handwriting workbooks. They're buying planners, trackers, activity books, logbooks, word searches, coloring books, budget planners, gratitude journals, all of these things that fall into the low and medium content book category. They're not buying them because they know the author or the creator of the book. They're buying them because they searched for something specific and found a book that matched what they needed in that moment. A parent types in handwriting practice book for 6-year-olds. Someone else types in blood pressure logbook. Someone else searches for anxiety journal for teens. They're looking for a format. They're looking for a solution. They're looking for something practical or entertaining. And if your book shows up at the right time, looking like it belongs in that niche, they buy it. That is the part that matters for this 7-day plan, because your first book doesn't come from creating the most creative book that you can think of. It comes from creating a book that fits into a space where buyers already exist. So the first thing that we are going to do on day one is choose a niche properly. And when I say choose a niche, I don't mean sitting down with a notebook and brainstorming things that you personally like or things that sound fun to create. We are looking for evidence that people are already buying books in this niche. This is where Amazon becomes less like a bookstore and more like a search engine. When someone goes onto Amazon and types in something like handwriting workbook for kids aged 5 to 7, Amazon shows them a list of results based on what it believes is most relevant to that search term. So we've done a search for handwriting workbook for kids, and it's bringing up all these different results for books that are supposed to solve that problem. And so far, with the results that you can see at the top of the search results, these books all look like they fit that search. So your job on day one is to start looking at the kind of books that show up for searches like that. You're looking for niches where there are multiple books that all seem to be doing reasonably well. You can see this by their bestseller rank, which gives us an indication of how often a book is selling compared to other books on Amazon. This is the bestseller rank down here. You're looking for lots of books or multiple books with low bestseller ranks. So these top books all have incredible bestseller ranks. These are some of the best-selling books on Amazon, and this is the sort of thing that you're looking for. And if you find a niche where one book is doing well and everything else looks abandoned or low quality, that is not what we're looking for. We are looking for a cluster of books that are all selling consistently, which tells you that there is ongoing demand in that niche and in that category. And going back to these search results, as I mentioned, we can see here that there are multiple books with low bestseller ranks. This confirms for us that customers are consistently buying these books. You also want to look for books that are pretty simple in structure. This is not the time to create something that takes you 3 months to design. A beginner-friendly niche is one where the interior follows a very clear and repeatable format. For example, handwriting practice pages, word search grids, simple guided journal prompts, tracing pages, activity sheets for kids, things that can be created in a relatively short amount of time without sacrificing quality. You can see with this handwriting practice workbook, it is a very simple, repeatable format for each page, teaching kids how to write letters of the alphabet. Once you have found a niche that has clear demand and a simple format, days 2 and 3 are about creating your book. And this is where something really important comes in, which is that your book needs to look like it belongs. When someone clicks on a listing, they're not comparing your book to some imaginary standard that they have in their head. They're comparing it to the other books they just saw on the search results page. So if every book in that niche is an 8.5 inch by 11 inch workbook with a bright, simple cover and a clean interior, and then your book is a smaller size with a dark, minimalistic cover with dense interior pages, it immediately feels out of place. Matching the expectations of the market helps your book feel familiar and trustworthy to someone who is browsing quickly. So you want to pay attention to things like the trim size that most books are using, how many pages they tend to have, what the covers look like in terms of colors and layouts, how the interior pages are structured. This isn't about copying other books. This is just about meeting what customers are expecting for the books in that niche. The perfect example of this is coloring books. The trend for coloring books over the last couple of years, and is still going strong, is this square format. These days, people are publishing coloring books on Amazon KDP in an 8.5 inch by 8.5 inch size rather than the 8.5 by 11, which is more of a letter or A4 size. So it's important to look at these sorts of things. Inside the book, clarity matters. If it is a workbook for kids, instructions should be clear and easy to read. If it's a journal, the prompts should be spaced out in a way that gives the person room to write comfortably. If it's a puzzle book, the grids or the puzzles should be clean and easy to see. If it's a book targeting young kids, it needs to have big, bold fonts, lots of white space. Your goal here is to create something that someone can use without confusion. By day 4, you are ready to upload your book to Amazon KDP. This is where a lot of self-publishers start to lose visibility in the search results without even realizing it, because the way you fill out your title, subtitle, keywords, and categories directly affects whether Amazon shows your book to the right people. Think about the way someone searches. They don't type in something vague like fun book for kids. They type in something specific like sight, word, practice workbook for kindergarten. So when you are creating your title and subtitle, you want to include the words that someone is actually typing into the search bar. If your book is for children aged 6 to 8 who need help with handwriting, your title and subtitle should reflect that clearly. This helps Amazon understand who your book is for and when to show it. Your keywords are another place where you're telling Amazon what your book is all about. You are using the exact phrases that your ideal customer would search for. By the time your book is live, Amazon knows how to categorize it and who to show it to when someone types in those search terms. Now, something I do want to mention here, especially if you are serious about turning this into something more than just one book, is having a simple website where you can start collecting your own audience and target customers as you go. Because while Amazon is for bringing you customers, you do not get access to their email address, which means if someone buys your book once, you have no way to tell them when the next one comes out. And this is where having your own website makes a real difference. Even in the beginning, you can create a very simple site where you talk about your books, share what they're about. You can even offer a free printable or a bonus page related to your book in exchange for someone joining your email list, so that when you publish your next book, you already have people that you can tell about it instead of starting from scratch every time. I personally use Hostinger to create my websites because it is very beginner friendly, and it includes an AI website builder that helps you get something live very quickly, even if you have never built a website before. One of the reasons I like this tool for self-publishers is that you do not need to know how to design a website or write any code. You can just describe the kind of publishing brand you're building, whether that is educational workbooks, drawing books, or activity books, any type of book, and the AI website builder builds a full website layout for you. Let me show you how it works. Go to Hostinger using the link in the description box below. Now, it is the best time to set your website up because they have some incredible New Year's sales that have been extended into March. And although it will depend on when you are watching this video, they currently have 84% off. Plus, I do have an additional discount if you use my special code, which is also down in the description. We are going to be selecting the business website builder plan because it's going to give us access to the AI website builder and the option to add an online store so we can sell any additional products down the track. To get the best price possible, you do want to choose the 48-month plan. Also, Hostinger does have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Something else that is really helpful when you are creating a website for your self-publishing brand is that Hostinger hosting includes a free domain name for the first year, and you can choose a .shop extension for your site. So instead of needing to find a .com that hasn't already been taken, which is very difficult these days, you can choose something like your brand name .shop, which is going to instantly tell people what your website's about. It's clear, it's easy to remember. It works really well if you are planning to sell things like printables, educational resources, or even physical books directly from your website in the future. And it also helps create a bit of a separation between your brand and a general information style website, because when someone lands on a .shop domain, they already understand that this is a place where they can browse and buy products. So if you are thinking longer term about building a connected publishing brand around your books, having your own website with a domain that reflects that can make everything feel much more established and professional from the start. So your first step is going to be choosing a domain which will most likely match your brand name. So just keep in mind you want something flexible. Avoid naming your website after one specific book. Think broader. Think about the niche or the customer you're serving, not the product itself. You want a name that is still going to make sense once you've published 20 or 50 books in the future. So once you've chosen your domain, you are going to be able to enter it in a moment during the setup phase of creating your website. But for now, as I mentioned, I do have a coupon code that will get you an additional 10% off. So make sure to pop that in before you check out. We are then going to continue on, and we'll just need to fill out some personal details to complete everything. But then we are ready to start building our website. And don't worry if you have no idea about how to build a website. This AI website builder makes it so easy. Let me show you. We're just going to go set up our hosting, and we're just going to go through and answer a few questions. We're going to be creating a new website. We want to use the Hostinger website builder. You just need to enter the domain name that you'd like to use. And if you have selected the 48-month hosting plan, you will get it free for the first year. And this is where you pop it in and take advantage of that. So this is where we can enter our prompt to tell the AI website builder how we want our website built. So I'm going to pop in, and within literally 30 seconds, the AI website builder is going to build you a complete, fully functioning website. If you are happy with what it has designed for you, we can continue on, and we can then customize every part of it. We can customize it to match exactly how we want our brand and our website to look and feel. We can change the colors. You can change any of the text, any of the content that is on the website to match your brand. You can include pages that introduce your book, explain who they're for. You can add that online store, which we would have added when we entered our prompt into the AI website builder, so that we can sell additional related products like digital downloads, and even collect email subscribers who want to hear about future book releases. These pages will already have been automatically created for you when you entered your website's description into the AI website builder. They even have AI tools that can help you create content. So if you wanted to perhaps include a blog on your website to offer another type of content for your audience, but don't feel like you can write blog posts or don't have the time to, there is an AI tool to help you create blog posts as well. Now, one mistake people make with websites is thinking that everything needs to be perfect before they launch it. It doesn't. Your website will evolve as your business evolves. You can add pages later, you can change wording later, you can refine your branding later. It is incredibly easy to use, and it is built for people who want something quick, clean, and professional. This is the kind of thing that helps you move from publishing single books into building a connected brand over time, which becomes more valuable the more products that you create. If you want a website that looks good without any of the tech stress, Hostinger's AI website builder is perfect for publishing beginners. I'll leave a link to it down in the description if you want to go check it out. Now, days 5 to 7 are where we focus on getting your first sale. In the beginning, Amazon doesn't have much data about your book. It doesn't know whether people are interested in it or not. So when someone clicks onto your listing or makes a purchase, this is valuable information for the algorithm. This is why early traffic matters. Sharing your book with people you already know, posting about it on your social media, mentioning it in relevant online communities where appropriate, or creating a simple Pinterest pin that links to your listing. All of these things bring real people to your book. When someone clicks and spends time on your listing, Amazon sees engagement. When someone buys, as Amazon sees conversion. And both of these signals help your book appear more relevant for the search terms that you've chosen. If you want to move this process along more quickly, you can run a small Amazon ads campaign. This does not need a large budget. You can create an automatic targeting campaign, set a low daily spend, even something like $5 a day should be enough to get your first sale, and allow Amazon to start showing your book to shoppers who are browsing similar products. In the first week, your goal is not to maximize profit. Your goal is to generate activity so that Amazon starts to understand where your book fits and who's interested in it. Once your first sale comes in, things start to shift. You have data. You can see which keywords are getting impressions. You can see whether people are clicking on your listing, and you can begin to make small improvements to your cover or to your description if needed. You can start thinking about creating another book in the same niche so that you're building a small series instead of relying on one single book. And this is where what starts as one book can grow into something much more connected over time, where each new book has a clear place and everything begins to work together. But none of that happens until the first sale. And the first sale comes from choosing a niche that has customers, creating a book that fits into that niche, publishing it in a way that helps Amazon understand what it is, and bringing early traffic to your listing so that Amazon can start showing it to more shoppers. If you follow this process, you move from idea to product to sale in a way that is structured and, most importantly, repeatable. And once you know how to sell one book, you know how to sell another. Now, if you did enjoy this video, YouTube thinks that you might like these ones too. So please go check them out to learn more about selling your own low and medium content books on Amazon KDP. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.